Hey guys, so sorry I look like a mess. I'm really tired, but I thought I'd do a quick video because I promised this. So I wanted to do a long in-depth video, or well, not long, but in-depth video of how to get the top marks for English literature. But I realized that GCSE start next week, and well, I haven't realized, but like it hadn't like sunk in. Like, I mean, I don't have them, but still. Um, so this video is gonna be just it's gonna be quite quick, and it's just going to be I'm just gonna be saying a few things that you could do this weekend or just in the next few days. Just a few quick things that maybe you could do that could potentially boost your English grade. So I'll get straight into it. So number one, if you can, try to watch a lecture on a text that you're doing, like because not only will it give you lots of ideas, but it also try to watch a broad one, like maybe one of the whole things, so then it can give you like lots of ideas. But it can also give you some scholars tips. So like the lecture, you can reference the person who has done the lecture in your essay. You could say, oh, if the essay was on Macbeth's ambition or something, you could say the author the lecture, not the, I don't know, whatever the name of the lecture, you could say so and so believed that Macbeth was a doomed character from the beginning, which is something that you do in A level, and that would really impress the examiner because they'd be like, "Oh, you've read outside of the subject, and you've read what the critics agree on." If you're struggling to find any, look them up on YouTube, look up Macbeth or whatever lectures, or maybe or look for some articles. Maybe if you have a tutor, or if you know someone that's doing A levels that has that text, that's doing that text, ask them because it's compulsory for A levels. So, yep. Which gets back into my next point of critics quotes. So try and look up articles relating to those texts if you can, and then just maybe try to remember like just one or two or just a few, so then you can potentially reference them in your essays, and that will really impress the examiner. But don't focus too much on it. Like focus on the basic things like quotes, context, etc. And this camera is really bad. Also, what's it called? Context. If you have not researched context yet, research it now because what's it called? Because you won't have a lot of time. Because what's it called? Because because you won't have a lot of time to do it like the night before, and in the exam it's a lot of marks. Well, not a lot, but like it's at least 20% of your marks, I'd say. I think, and it's really good because if you're struggling of what to say, you can just link it back to context, and it also help you understand the writer's intention more. Also, what's it called? Also on the subject of analysis, which I wasn't on, but anyway, if you can, maybe look up some A-level analysis. Like me and my friend did that, and although it was helpful because it gave us some ideas, don't become too distracted because A-level English literature and GCSE English literature are different AOs and different question types. So like, don't spend too long on it. But like, if you're struggling for some ideas, maybe look them up. And which goes on to my second point. In the exam, try to don't go overboard, but try and consider alternate interpretations. Like you could say, the fact that Macbeth states something could illustrate this. However, it could also illustrate this. The Jacobean audience would view it as this. However, the modern audience would view it as this. And you could also mention other. You could also, again, link it to scholars. So you could say some critics believe that you don't even need to. You don't need to name them. Maybe if you have the surname, that would be good, but you don't really need to name them. You could say, some critics state that. Some critics state that Macbeth was doomed from the start when he saw the witches. However, other critics state that he could have avoided his his outcome if it wasn't for Lady Macbeth, or I don't know. I'm not really making this up. But, I can't find any good examples. And again, talk about the modern audience and the contemporary audience slash reader, because pretty much every text that you study, I think, was written in the past. Well, I mean, they were, even if it was written in 2017, it's still in the past. But if they're written like over 50 years ago, then it was a different time, so it was a different audience slash reader, and so then the writer would have had a different intention than he or she would probably have today. So yes, and try to do tiny bit of research on the author, like even if it's just looking at the back of the text when they say about the author slash playwright, then you can or poet, then that can give you just a few ideas about, even if it's just about their upbringing or about their life, you can just give you some ideas. And if you can, maybe spend an hour, even half an hour researching, and then in the exam you'll have lots to say. And speaking of the exam, look up the mark scheme and look up top mark answers and see what they are doing. Like, notice how they are doing alternate interpretations. Listen how they're focusing on keywords, picking out keywords of the example that they've used and analyzing them. Notice how they reference other characters or other themes. Notice how they bring in context. Like, just look at the things that they're doing and try to include it in your writing. And if you struggle to understand it, go to your teacher and say, what are they doing that I could put in my essays? And then you will know what to include in your essays to make you get better marks. And if you can, try to maybe write a few practice essays if you can in the next 2 days. I know that's really last minute, but if you can. Okay, my flashcards just all fell on the floor. But if you can, that would be really good. And one last tip, because I really don't want to overboard you guys, because I know GCSEs are in a few days. Talk about the author's other works, like e.g. Macbeth ends in tragedy, just like King Lear, and then the examiner will read it, they'll be like, oh, this guy slash girl slash student really knows their stuff. They've been reading outside the subject. They've been reading other texts. I know, impress them, and it's really good to impress the examiner. Like, not sucking up to them, but like it's impressing them, because then they want to give you more marks. The examiner wants to give you more marks, so like encourage them to give you more marks by impressing them, by referencing other works, and that is it for today. It's actually really late, but I know that GCSE English Literature is next week, so I'm gonna do a quick video night before, just saying what to include. So hopefully that should help. And I just want to say good luck, guys. I'm gonna do another video. I know I do too many. On how to get the top. No, what am I saying? On how to like not stress too much during exam season. But seriously, good luck for English Literature. And if you've been working hard, then you don't have to worry. Like, work as hard as you can, and even if you don't get the top marks, then it is okay. Like, honestly, there is much more to life than GCSEs. Like, I don't think I'm ever gonna need them. Apart from results day when I got into college, I don't think I'm ever gonna need them, except maybe if I'm in completing a form, but I don't think they make much difference. So, seriously, don't worry. Like, and I am doing this weird thing with my hands, so it's time to end. Good night, goodbye, whatever, adios, ciao.